Aquarius, welcome to your monthly horoscope for May 2024. My name is Adina. I'm an intuitive astrologer, and in these monthly horoscopes, I go over all of the major themes, topics, and energy you will be moving through for the month ahead. Now, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe if you align with my energy and enjoy my content. Now, let's get right into it. So let's go over first some of the energies coming into May because we had right at the tail end of April, Venus enter Taurus and Mars enter Aries. And Mars rules Aries and Venus rules Taurus. So they are in their home signs. So this is really great and for energetically, especially for our motivation, willpower, drive, taking action, having Mars in Pisces, which is what we've had for the last month and a half to 2 months. Sometimes the energy can feel a little depleted. So having Mars in Aries is definitely going to feel nice. Now, what you want to check for is whether Mars is your most malefic planet or not. So if you're born during the day, Mars is your most malefic planet. If you're born at night, Saturn is your most malefic planet. And that will determine how that Mars energy is expressed. So, for example, if you're born during the day and Mars is your most malefic planet, having Mars in that third house may bring conflict with neighbors or within your community or issues with your vehicle. If Mars is not your most malefic planet, maybe you're just super motivated to get involved within your community or, maybe making changes with a vehicle or the third house also rules siblings and cousins and communication and your mindset. So those are kind of all of the major themes, topics, and energies for that third house that Mars is working with. Now, on the second, we have Pluto stationing retrograde. So, Pluto entered Aquarius back in January. And in February, we had all of the personal planets enter Aquarius and form conjunctions to Pluto. So, on the third and the fourth, Mars is going to form a sextile to Pluto. And we also have Venus here moving off of that square to Pluto in this chart. And so, what I want you to know and remember is that when we have a conjunction with two planets, it's almost like a new moon. So, whatever is seeded or created or whatever is showing up for you at the time of that conjunction, when the planets are transiting the zodiac and forming aspects to, that other planet, it's almost like milestones to whatever or more to the story to whatever was showing up with that conjunction. So, if you think back to mid February, when we had the Mars Pluto conjunction, because this is in your first house view, and then Mars also rules your third house, and Mars rules your 10th house of career. So, whatever was showing up for you mid February, there might be some opportunity coming in with this sextile between Mars and Pluto. Now, on the 6th, we have Mercury forming a conjunction to Chiron. And this is the third and final conjunction that Mercury is going to make to Chiron. I did post a Mercury retrograde video. You can check that out. It's on my channel where I get really deep into these energies. But there's been this Mercury retrograde saga. And so we've really been in this energy since March 18th. And there's been tons of Chiron activations, like even that solar eclipse that we had in Aries on April 8th was conjunct Chiron. So the whole month of April, we had a lot of triggers around healing, insecurities, vulnerabilities, old trauma. So when Mercury forms this final conjunction, there might be some clarity or understanding or like just a better understanding to the healing process that you are moving through on a personal level. So definitely pay attention on this day to what is showing up for you, whether it's a conversation that you're having or an intuitive download or a thought. There can definitely be something here around healing and the healing process, your healing journey. Now, on May 7th, we have the new moon in Taurus, and you have Taurus right here in your fourth house. And the fourth house rules home, family, property, and real estate. And then also having Venus, the ruler of Taurus, in the fourth house, there's going to be a lot of focus for you this month on home and family because there's a lot of energy in Taurus. So maybe you're redecorating your home or renovating your home this month or thinking about moving, but there definitely is going to be a lot of changes and a lot of focus within the home and possibly with family. And I also post separate lunation videos. I post videos and forecasts for every new moon and full moon. So make sure you watch for that because I will get into the chart for the new moon and then also into all 12 rising signs. But this is a great time for you to set intentions around home, family, property, real estate, even roots, your parents, things like that. Now, once we get to the second week of May, on the 13th, we will have the sun forming a conjunction to Uranus. So, again, this is in your fourth house. Now, I love the sun conjunction to Uranus for energy work or energy healing. Uranus rules the electrical systems in our body, and the sun is literally our life force, energy, and consciousness. So, this is a great day to do energy work and also too, like Uranus is your chart ruler. So you feel that Uranian energy more so than the other signs. Now on the 15th, Mercury is going to enter Taurus, bringing more focus to that fourth house of home, family, property, and real estate. On the 18th, the sun is going to form a conjunction to Jupiter, and Venus is going to form a conjunction to Uranus. So this is where something could show up around home and family that you're having to address, not necessarily challenging or, negative in any way. There might be just something out of the blue that you're having to, maybe you all of a sudden decide that you want to paint your house or, something like that. Venus also rules your ninth house of higher education, higher knowledge, long distance travel, philosophy or belief systems, religion. Also, astrology is in the ninth house, publishing is in the ninth house. So it might be, Venus connecting to Uranus might be affecting this area of life as well. And with that sun conjunction to Jupiter, this is great auspicious energy. If you are wanting to initiate or start anything, especially related to those fourth house themes and topics, like this is the week to do so with this great energy here with Jupiter and the sun and Jupiter coming together. I mean, and the sun rules your seventh house too of relationships and partnerships. So this could also be, a really great day for relationships and one-on-one connections. Now on the 18th and 19th, we're going to have Mars form a conjunction to the North Node. So I say this is when we all get fire under our ass because Mars is already super motivated in Aries. And then when Mars connects to the North Node, depending on what those eclipses brought up for you, again, this is related to your third house of community, neighbors, neighborhood, siblings, cousins, your mindset, communication, whatever is being changed in this area of life. This is where you just can really have this internal passion and desire to move forward with something, to take action towards something new, something faded. Now, once we get to the third week of May on the 20th, we will have the sun form a conjunction, or sorry, oh my goodness, we will have the sun enter Gemini. So now all of this Taurus energy is going to start to shift into Gemini. So there's going to start to be more focus on these fifth house themes and topics. So the fifth house rules children, creativity, what you're passionate about, what you find pleasure in, romance, your hobbies, interests. So as we approach the end of May, you may start to shift your focus into creative pursuits or maybe your children or having children. We're also going to have Jupiter eventually go in the fifth house. So, children might be front and center for you over the next 12 months. Now, on the 22nd, we have both benefic planets coming together, Venus and Jupiter in your fourth house. So again, great auspicious energy. This is great energy to utilize, whether you want to use it, around home, family, property, real estate, to move, to redecorate your home or renovate your home, or whatever the case is. We really just want to be utilizing this amazing energy this month. April was a rough month. April, there was a lot of heavy energy. I love this energy that we have in May. It's great. And I don't want to see, us kind of just let it pass us by without utilizing it. And so this is a great energy to use on the 22nd. On the 23rd, we have the full moon in Sagittarius. We have the sun forming a trine to Pluto, and we have Venus entering Gemini. So with this full moon in Sagittarius, you have Sagittarius up here in your 11th house. And the 11th house rules friends and friendships, social groups, online connections, humanitarian pursuits, Um, all of your groups and associations are in that 11th house. Also, your hopes, your dreams. But think back to 6 months prior, the intentions you set at the time of the new moon in Sagittarius. Now is when you could see those intentions come to fruition. And now is when the full moon is lighting up this area of life. So maybe you're, spending more time with friends, or there's more focus on friends and social groups and social aspects and stuff like that. And then with the sun trying to Pluto, this can be very transformational. Um, I really love this. Again, think back to like, end of January, beginning of February, which is when we would have had the sun. Actually, I believe we had the sun and Pluto conjunct, and they moved into Aquarius together, now that I think of it. So think back to around January 20th. I believe what was showing up for you. There could be something very transformational showing up, but this is a great energy. This is a really great energy for transformation, not just surface level, but really, you know, getting to the bottom of something and transforming in such a deep, powerful way because it's Pluto. And then Venus entering Gemini. So again, bringing more focus to that fifth house. Children, children might be front and center for you, or creative ventures and pursuits. And then on the 25th, we have Jupiter entering Gemini. So then Jupiter is going to be in your fifth house for 12 months until next June. So again, that could bring in pregnancy. That could bring in some really positive energy with children, or positive energy with creative ventures and pursuits, or, discovering some new hobbies. Romantic connections also as well, because romance is in the fifth house. Then we get to the final week of May, and on the 29th, we have Mars forming a conjunction to Chiron. Now, this is when we can have possibly some trigger around our healing journey. So, whatever has been really activated with this Chiron energy, especially the month of April, now is when you may be triggered. So, somebody may hit some type of old wound or insecurity. So, this is a day where we just want to have that awareness and make sure we're reacting and responding consciously and not unconsciously, because that's when we can get stuck in those old karmic patterns and cycles. On the 31st, we have Mercury forming a conjunction to Uranus. This is great for intuitive downloads, and energy work, but this can be very anxious energy. So you may experience a lot of anxiety. We may all experience a lot of anxiety on this day. This is a really great day to ground, drink a lot of water, eat a lot of rooted vegetables, just to help keep you grounded, because Mercury rules our mind, our thoughts, and connecting to Uranus, it just may be a hard day to focus and kind of slow the mind down. And then when on May 30th to June 2nd, we have Jupiter forming a trine to Pluto retrograde. So, at the beginning of this horoscope, I talked about how when planets come together, they form almost like a new moon, sort of. And so Jupiter and Pluto had a conjunction the beginning of 2020. So I definitely think we're going to see something collectively with this energy. There's definitely going to be something surfacing around what took place in 2020, but think back to your personal life. What were you moving through? What were you navigating? There might be some really deep, really powerful discoveries or transformation, around whatever you were moving through. So thank you, Aquarius, for joining me. I hope this helps you navigate the energies and, navigate the month consciously and effectively, and just give you an idea of the major themes and topics and the great energy that you can utilize for the month of May. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe if you align with my energy and enjoy my content, and I will connect with you in the next one.